So, Shraddha, welcome to YesUsers Podcast.
Hey, hi Avinash, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm also doing great. Thank you for inviting me for your podcast. Yes, users.
Yeah. Let me start with why did you start DigiDNA? Like you have been in industry for 15 years and I believe you reached the VP level at Sciencey. So what was that aha moment which triggered you to launch DigiDNA in 2023?
Since I started, I had a business acumen and I wanted to work in cross functional roles every time. So, why only marketing? And during Sciencey, within 1 year, I got two promotion. And then we were doing great, creating a result, getting a revenue. So everything was going good. So at that time, I thought that I have worked in 7 to 8 industries so far. If I do, then I will get a exposure working with different industry, working with different clients and geography. So that's why the reason that I want to learn more, explore more, and cross team I wanted to work. Like it cannot have only marketing. I want to work with ops. Mostly I want to work as a sales person also, because whenever we close there are lots of things that we need to learn during sales. So that's why I have chosen that let's go and do a business, because that is something after 12 years we think that. Apart from that, what was our aha moment? Whenever we were creating a result, every time uh, I was thinking, yeah, this is something I can create for this business, I can create for many businesses. That's why I started my business.
Very interesting philosophy. I couldn't agree more. So, I was going through your LinkedIn profile and I saw that you shared Ankur Wariku's quote: "If you don't ask, the answer is always no." So, how this philosophy has influenced your personal life and professional life?
Right. On book particularly, when I have sent a mail to Ankur Wariku that I wanted a forward or blur from you, that time I was pretty sure that he will not respond, or why he will respond, he might be busy. But at that time, he actually replied, given a timeline that I'll give within 15 days, and he gives like 10 days, within 10 days, 5 days. So it was something that if I couldn't ask, I couldn't have get got it. Now I have asked and I have received that. And why it helped me and how it helped me was, when I used to say this is the concept of the book 50 wins, 50 lessons, there are lots of already book in digital marketing. Now, if I want to ask Ashish Prajapati or any leaders in an industry, then I had one approval that, yeah, this is something worked. And because
Yeah.
of that, I got six more leaders, Blur, Gopal Krishnan, Shakti Likha sir, many more Blur went forward because of that trust. And definitely, yes, all almost from my network. But still, they were thinking that is it worth? And we just had a brainstorm about the topic, how it should be, the structure, and they all help a lot in terms of the whole journey, because writing a book is not a single person task. It's a kind of the team you need for brainstorm to understand the structure, how it should go. And this was my debut book, so definitely I needed some support, so they all helped me and supported me, encouraged me. So yeah, that one thing, that sorry, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. That actually reflected on this scenario. And in personal life also, I just ask if it's okay, I get it. If it's perfectly okay if I don't get it, but I ask that I
Right.
that is important.
No, completely agree. And Ankur is an amazing guy. I met him long time back. He's a very accommodating guy. At that time, I think he just sold his startup to Paytm, and he was just exploring what to know. He was really helpful. So amazing
Right.
guy. And really happy to hear that he was, he and so many other help you in the along the journey. So far as we are on the topic of your book, 50 wins, 50 lessons, right? We can see the copy in the background as well. Yeah, Yeah, so I request listeners to go out and buy one. It's a great book. So the first thing that caught my eyes is that the title is very intriguing, right? So in that from that book, would you like to share a win, which came from a loss and how it shaped? Like, what would be that one major win that you would like to share with our listeners?
When I started this book, when the structure was going on, so I'll start from there. Why I have written a book. So whenever I go anywhere, everybody know digital marketing end to end. They think that, and I think there are lots of theory, and they are not wrong because they know how to post on social media. They can create a website or video with the AI, but that is a part of digital marketing. That is not digital marketing. Now there was lots of random things and theory. I wanted that something actually worked. So title says real digital marketing that actually worked. In that I thought that let's create some chapter because every case study or every company will have to follow multi-channel to get the result. Now, there are seven chapters: SEO, automation, paid ads, low budget, and so on. Now, seven sevens are 49 and one is my case study that is from DigiDNA. So that comes 50 wins, and many times there are some research, there are some experiments going on, and then we get a result, or any product and any company got a result. It cannot have that they did one thing and then they succeed. It's not the case anyway in any business. So here I don't want to like to mention only one because all 50 are curated case study, and
Right.
everybody have tens of failure and successes. So there is a not one success or one failure. It's all about the curative thing. So that all I have read around 1200, 1300 case study to compile. When you get that 50 case study, you will get geography wise segmentation, industry wise segmentation, and how the things work depending on the channel. So because of that, it's a kind of consolidated. If you want to learn digital marketing and want to implement the learning, then definitely you can buy and you can read on one chapter. If you are a D2C founder, just read D2C e-commerce chapter. It will suffice your need. So that is the thing, is created a curated case study. So learning is something, it's a hundreds of learning, and 50 of cases are there.
Okay. Well, so as a proud mother, you can't choose your favorite kid. So I can understand why you don't want to pick out one. But I keep prodding, right? So whenever I'm interviewing authors, I like to ask this question: is that when you were writing the book, was there any chapter that you didn't plan to include but end up including, and what was the reason behind that?
When I started writing six chapter, I know I wanted to do only one chapter, that was a AI automation. Because why I think that AI automation part deserve one whole book. We cannot compile in one part or one chapter. And then I have read lots of case study. For example, Nutrila. So Nutrila, what they did was they did printed 7 million packaging, and they were tracking to the pin code level, which pin code, which packaging, and within 7 days 7 million sachet was sold out. So that was a few things Bata did, many Indian company, HDFC did with the chatbot and everything. So many things was there within AI, and I thought that yeah, if I will miss this, then I will miss the future of digital marketing. So I have just touched upon that seven case study, but I am sure if in the future I'll write, then this will be the topic: AI, AEO, GEO, how we can just use AI automation in digital marketing overall.
Right. Very interesting. And so on the topic of case studies, how do you used to gather these case studies?
So I have researched many sources. If I took 1.5 years to write this book, 7 to 8 months was purely search. So I had one Excel sheet where whenever I used to research and I get that some case study, I used to just write down that and it got to 400, 450, and then I collated depending on the manufacturing. If the industry are already covered, I don't take that. Fintech are there,
Mhm.
I will not take that. I intentionally added Indian case studies in every chapter because when I was researching, there was few data versus actual US or any other West countries. They had lots of data when they were. I was researching for the case study. So in every chapter, you will get Indian one or two company for sure because if we want to build a startup Indian ecosystem, then we want to learn about in our environment, in our ecosystem, what worked, what didn't work. Versus West, they have the different situation and different pros and cons. So by that we can learn, but by India's case study we can learn better. So that was the thought process.
So in your book, you mentioned about, using mind maps to distill the complex strategies, right? So can you walk us through that technique?
Right. So mind map is the technique where recall is very easy. Whenever I read book, I have a mind map of all book I have read. So I cannot read that one book again and again and again. If anyone want to read, they cannot read 50 cases every time they want to open the book. They have read once and then they can just read that mind map, and by this mind map they will be able to recollect what was that. For example, I have taken an example of Nutrila. So Nutrila, AI automation and packaging. If Nutrila is the keyword, AI automation and packaging, and you will recall all story. There is no need to read again that 3 to 4 page. So that was the reason.
Great thoughts there. So you mentioned about not including the AI automation, right? So in your book, you combine AI-driven insights and customized solutions. So how do you draw the line between automation and human creativity when it comes to marketing?
I think that many times people say that AI will kill your job. There will
Yeah.
be no designer, there will be no video editor. I completely disagree on that. Because as a human, storytelling and creativity, that two things cannot be done by AI. All tool, everything, the subscription or anything that can be taken by anyone, but the thought process, the prompt, the thinking, how you perceive that particular project, that is something personalized, and that creativity is very very important. So whenever we think that any project are there, then AI can help us as an enabler. We cannot trust 100% to AI, and they will always be human edge because EQ, storytelling, as I said, the creativity part will be here. So that will be the line how you differ your output versus theirs output.
What is the biggest misconception IT or tech startups have about digital marketing that often leads to their demise?
Startup and founders many times thinks that marketing is a cost center. Sometimes they are so loving their product, they think that it's okay because my product is very nice and there is a demand in market, and marketing is not required, or less marketing will create a revenue. So they think marketing is a cost center, and this many founders face problem in a long term. So that is one thing.
Right. Very interesting observation you made there. So, see, I also like talk to a lot of startups, right? So, the question they often ask me, right, is that what should be the exact mix between outbound and inbound marketing, right? How should they be dividing their efforts, right? Should outbound be given 50% and inbound 50%? Should it be 60/40? What's your opinion on that?
It cannot have one answer, but if you are a starting, then the SEO matters a lot, because if you will just go with the paid ads, it will not work. If your SEO, AEO, and GEO are not at place, you cannot do. any kind of outbound marketing or paid marketing. If you go in an event and your website is not working, again that will not work. So it depends in which stage you are in. You have created MVP, you just in a break even you are making, or you are making some crores or some lakhs, depending on where you are. Initially just focus on the base, like how your website works, what is a product you're talking, whatever message you want to give in your social handles, your website, everything should be linked, and that should be there before that MVP. How your product, what problem that product is solving, uh, to whom you are talking. Many founders I have seen, they just talk very techy word or anything in many events. Like I had a discussion 1,000 1,500 founders so far last 2 years. Many founders think that our product is very simple, and that is correct. Our product are solving some problem, they are correct. But when they speak up, they use lots of technical thing that is like kind of bouncing many people's head, and they are talking just like marketing people or any supporting they are just talking lots of tech thing that is not, they're not able to communicate what actually problem they're solving, and that is the thing. They're not able to, I don't want to degrade that, so that's fine, so I'll stop there. But many times they think and they communicate with lots of techies thought. Sometimes we are not able to relate that, so that is something they can learn better.
De-jargonize their language. I completely agree. The technical jargons they use a lot, and sometimes that's not the smart strategy. And one of the exercise that I make, like when I'm speaking with the founder, can you explain, like in one sentence, what your startup does, right? What is the problem that you're trying to solve, like, and how do you solve it, right? So that's, I think that clarity is lacking in a lot of founders initially, because if you can't simply understand, right, or have a definite reason why you are better than everybody else out there, it's very hard for the marketing personnel to go out and actually convince other people. So that's definitely a good point. One other thing I wanted to ask, like, a lot of times here at Get Saito, we also suggest clients what strategies they should be implementing. So, one of the strategies that I really love and have seen phenomenal work is that people, especially in the tech startup, B2B startup space, they should be launching a course. Right. And then I always get a resistance from them in terms of, like, why should we be launching a course? We, like, there's no brand recognition and this kind of stuff. But in your experience, have there been any technique which clients initially resist, or the technique is so counterintuitive that most of the clients initially resist, but ultimately it delivers ROI?
Many time, the first thing you rightly said, that if in case you cannot explain 10-year student, 10th grade student, then you're not there, you don't understand your product first. Second, what they do is, let's start with three things. For example, let's do SEO, let's do meta, let's do maybe event, and now we will see which will work. And that I literally don't like, because you are spending your time, energy and money in all channels. Multi-channel is always good if your basic things are clear. I would suggest that run just two campaign, but with deeper funnel. If you deeper your funnel, the ROI will be better. So just focus what you want to say, what, where you are, where you want to go, and then the clear message, and just retarget. Many people fail, what I have seen, retargeting. For example, I have just got 20 leads in March. Then they should get a call in July. They should get a call in September. Apart from what we are generating new channels, new leads, they should have the backup of all leads throughout the year, throughout the campaign. That one thing, mostly they think, yeah, we will do that. There's some team issue and so on. But that is something they lack. And when we suggest that deeper funnel, focus on campaigns, so they say, I don't want to spend in one campaign so much of money. So they sometimes they fail because of limited budget and limited thought process.
Yeah, well said. So retargeting is your counterintuitive technique that gives ROI. I couldn't agree more. So let's move on to the next question. You are a fellow YouTuber, right? And you started your YouTube channel while, running a consultancy. So sometimes people ask me, like, how do you create a balance between giving the information for free, but also keeping something so that you can charge your clients? So how do you draw that line?
YouTube channel is something that names is Shraddha Digiverse. It's not only about digital marketing. It's about book because I love reading book. There are lots of things that other apart from digital marketing. That is a Digiverse that whatever I do as a Shraddha as a person, everything you will get there. When it comes to digital marketing, I just want to share with students, entrepreneurs, startup founders that whatever I did in the past or whatever I have learned for any topic from any case studies, any business, or anything that should be showcased somewhere. And it's not chargeable, definitely, but yeah, I just want to share my knowledge through digital channels so that people can learn by that. And what I don't do there is not a personalized advice. When I charge client, I am working with few company as a fraction CMO where I charge hourly basis. In that, there is a situation base. There is a tracking. What I say, what they are doing. I am responsible for the outcome, whatever strategy I create. So that all together different ball game. So yeah, that free is a sharing a knowledge that I really like. And for the consulting thing, that is very strategized, accountable, and responsible thing. So both I draw the line like that.
Very interesting observation there, Shraddha. So, I also wanted to touch upon you as being as a female founder, in tech and marketing. So, what is one experience that you have faced, but you feel that others don't talk about, or you would prefer them to talk about more openly?
We had a lots of debate in our country work life balance, and I literally believe that that is a myth. Either one day you work a lot, 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, somebody is taking care in your family, your kid, your family, everything. Some other day you just spend a time on family and the business is taken care by your team member. So they will always be there, the situation, and there will be always a trade-off, right? When I was in corporate, then there was a stability, there was a step-by-step process, there was somebody who actually want to mentor you. Now, in startup, you have freedom, but freedom comes with the responsibility. It cannot have that, you need to motivate also to your team. You have to pay the bills. You have to pay your salary. There are lots of things. Work-life balance is a myth. You always have to trade off. Now, if you have the supporting system in your family that who can take care of your kids, your family, house help and everything, that will be easy. If you have a team member, if you are not well, if you are not able to deliver your pitch or presentation, somebody is there to taking care of that client that day because you are not well. You have the supporting system. All supporting system works a lot. When it comes to female, as you asked a question, then all in like you asked about the female, then our bad thing is something that we want to be perfect in everywhere, and we feel pressure about that. We have to do work in home also, and business and everywhere in friendship, any relationship. We want to be perfect in every work, office, home. We want to showcase the perfection. So that perfection kills us in terms of there will be lots of pressure that we don't want to deal with. So that is one thing I would like to recommend, that don't feel pressure. Just rely on your supporting system. It may be your team, it may be your house help or family. Just work together as a team and ask for the help. They will never say no if you ask. If you don't ask, then again I'll say the answer is always no. So you need to ask for the support from everyone.
So your point is that for entrepreneurs there is no work-life balance. That's exactly a myth. Yeah, I can relate to that sentiment.
It's right.
Yeah, because as an entrepreneur, you have so many things, you have so many balls to juggle, that
Correct.
it's really hard to find a work-life balance. But I completely agree with your point that females should not have that pressure that they should be perfect in professional life as well as perfect in personal life. They have the liberty to be imperfect in their personal life from time to time, which males a lot of times take for granted, right? That if I'm not present for my kid's birthday, then it's okay. But for a female, that might be a deal breaker. So yeah, very
Big, big,
interesting
yes.
observe. You were saying
Correct.
something.
Yeah. I said I agree on you. That would be big disaster if in case any female founder cannot make
Be
or plan properly their kid's birthday. So that is kind of big deal
deal
breaker. So I
breaker.
agree. Correct.
Yeah, and this is an unnecessary pressure that females take on themselves. So, very interesting observation. So let's talk about future now. Like,
Just
so
one, just one thing I would like to
yeah,
add here is, when Avinash, whenever we think about the female, why do this? Why don't they do this? It's a conditioning. It's a conditioning of Indian culture before that, and so many times we are growing up
yeah,
like that only. So we are responsible to take care of our home, and male, 10,000 years ago was supposed to kill animal and get the food. That was the thing that the evolution gave us. So that's how that pretty thing that is responsible for home is in our genes. And I agree, 100% agree on your thing that we should not take a pressure. But I tell you, many founders, female founders I know, they all feel pressure on that we have to be on,
yeah.
in the evening in the park, I have to be with my kid. I want to pack the tiffin in such a way that he will get all nutrition. So that kind of thing are there for sure.
Yeah, I completely agree. And that thing that a lot of times what happens is that if somebody, a female founder succeeds, right, and she is unmarried, then there's this label put on her. Okay, she is unmarried, so she doesn't have. That's why she's successful. So, and a lot of times when a female founder succeeds and she is married, right, then the thing is that she is successful, but what's the point? Her home might not be as amazing as a mine. So
Correct.
what are your
But
thoughts
that
on
will be
that?
always the case. If male is working, ओहो कितना काम कर रहा है, बहुत बहुत
Right.
मेहनत. If female is working, oh, she's not good at her home, she's not taking care of her home. So both interpretation, both are working 14, 15, 16, 18 hours. And now the interpretation, how and why they are working is very different. Like female doesn't get exhausted or feel tired, and that boy or that male founder are just having a very disciplined life, and he's very dedicated towards his family. So interpretation is very different in this scenario, and that's the case,
Yeah.
we have to accept it.
Yeah, I can see your point. So let's talk about the future now, right? So with your finger and pulse on digital marketing, what's the next big shift that most marketers aren't prepared for?
So marketer are preparing for it. AI burst. AI 2019 December, when I have used first time Chat GPT, it was used to have kind of some content, one paragraph, one line. That was the initial Chat GPT thing, 2020, like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Now ChatGPT can actually do almost everything in terms of my presentation, proposal, to analyze, to repose, to analyze the market. Lots of things can be done. Apart from that, I am big believer in terms of I am learning a lot about AI throughout skill, and I was amazed to see there are tool Emily who can actually just give a description or 5 4 pointers through one hour video, what you actually like. Apart from that, the images, how you give a prompt, video editor, how photo shoot used to be done, how any ad campaign used to make, There are lots of programmatic SEO, programmatic ads also going on. How we interpret the data, this all thing are kind of AI automated with lots of tool, and this is something we have to learn. We cannot get away with the AI or automation. How we can utilize, how we can use AI as an enabler. That is most important. We cannot fight with the AI. That is a bad fight we will get into. We just have to have a enabler and our thought process and creativity. When that will merge, then definitely it will create a result. So what I see next 2, 3, 4 years down the line, that AI and automation is a thing. We have to live with it. We have to learn. We have to excel, and we need to use for revenue generation and how we can optimize our work.
Yeah. So now let's get ready for the rapid fire round. And there are no rules, but just you have to answer very quickly, right? So, Shraddha, here's the first question in the rapid fire round. SEO or performance marketing, if you had to pick just one.
I would pick SEO with AEO GEO. The basic should be clear, then performance marketing. So my answer is a SEO, AEO, and GEO.
Okay, sure, great. So your the next question is, what is your biggest marketing pet peeve?
That is a poor targeting, poor positioning. To
Right.
whom you are talking, what you are selling, to whom you are selling, and what problem you are solving. Many time I see lots of misalignment. So poor targeting, poor segmentation, poor positioning. That is
Okay. One tool you can't live without.
ChatGPT, Claude. Yeah, ChatGPT and Claude.
Okay. So best business advice in 5 words or less, other than the code that you shared earlier.
Know what you are selling,
Right.
know whom you are selling, what is a problem you are solving, and how to communicate through which channel. If you are there in this five thing, then definitely you will excel.
Okay. LinkedIn or YouTube for B2B lead generation.
Definitely LinkedIn. LinkedIn, like I'm there last 12, 13 years, and I've seen I got a job, received at least 20 leads per month from the LinkedIn. So for sure, LinkedIn.
Right. Okay. A book recommendation for aspiring marketers, except yours.
So one book I really like is Influence Psychology. That is written by Robert. And there is
Right.
one more book. This is Marketing by Seth Godin. So that
Right.
two books is really kind of great book.
Absolutely. So, if you could explain DigiDNA in one line, what would that be?
When I started a business, there was one mission line that I want to help MSMEs to scale their business through digital channel. That one thing I was doing, and now also I'm doing when I'm doing consultancy, that is also a core idea. I want to help people to generate a revenue through digital channel.
Okay, very interesting. So, unfortunately, we are running out of time. So, we have time for just one last question. The question is, when someone reads 50 wins, 50 lessons 10 years from now, what's the one lesson you hope still remains relevant regardless of how technology and marketing evolves?
I would recommend that market will change, tool will change, AI automation will change, but human don't. The brand whosoever have understood the human behavior, they just be authentic themselves to their customer, they will always win. Not 10 years, 20 years, 100 years. Human will be human. Human behavior may change. Whosoever will get that human behavior will get the profit, will get the wins. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well said. So, Shraddha, thanks a lot for coming on the Yes Users podcast and sharing about your life journey, your professional journey, the book that you have written. So, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Avinash, for inviting me. We had a great time, great learning. Thank you so much.